Welcome to the always magic, never boring Erste FC Union Berlin highlights show brought to you live from the Stadion an der Alten Försterei. Almost. What a fortnight it's been, getting through the madness of the end of the transfer window with barely a hair out of place. OK, we wish Marin Ljubicic all the best on his loan to Dusseldorf and are left only dreaming of the thought of a first interview with Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling? We couldn't get Horst Held, but instead we found a club spokesman to give us the skinny on the offered deal. Alright, thanks for that. Anyway, on the pitch, it all started off so well. Actually, it didn't for the women in the first half against alliteration's own SGS Essen. Yes, our hearts still broken from the last-minute loss against Leverkusen. Things took another nasty turn when inside of the first half they were reeling 2 goals down. But with the last kick of the half, up stepped Lisa. That was weird. Lisa, yeah, all right. Up stepped Captain Fantastic to score with pretty much the last kick of the half.
Nochmal mit Vorwärtsdrang, Raheem Campbell mit der Flanke in die Mitte und dann der Anschlusstreffer, hochverdient, 1:2, Lisa Heiseler.
The women never looked back after that, and Eileen Campbell first equalised, then gave Union the lead with the most important double landed since Luke Littler was a little un.
Kommt scharf rein in die Mitte, da kriegt zunächst keine Spielerin den Ball über die Linie, aber dann steht Eileen Campbell, genau richtig, drittes Saisontor für sie. Gute Stunde jetzt auf der Uhr und dann die Abnahme in der Mitte von Eileen Campbell. Wunderbar, das 3:2.
They wrapped the whole thing up as Leah Camber, celebrating her first ever start, rounded things off with this fine finish.
Und wir sind bereits in der Nachspielzeit, am Ende der Nachspielzeit. Nochmal eine Möglichkeit für die Eisernen und das war das Finale Furioso. 4:2. Auch Leah Camber trifft. Das ist doch wunderbar.
Yes, Union, they were magnificent. And as all this went on in Essen, the men had already kicked off 150 miles away in Sinsheim, home to one of the country's greatest sporting institutions. All right, that's enough about the German cricket team. The men were really good for about 84 of the 90 minutes against Hoffenheim, though those other 6 minutes coming in a burst either side of half-time saw the hosts score 3, with nothing Diogo Leite could do about the third as he turned the ball into his own net in slow motion like Wile E. Coyote sliding over a cliff edge. Poor Diogo was taken off injured a while later, having suffered the shittiest day at work since Günter Schabowski was told there was just one little detail needed ironing out. Get well soon, Diogo, we still love you. But they refused to give up, and Rani Khedira scored his 4th of the season with 20 minutes to go, though he had to go through, of course, the modern footballing purgatory, the obligatory video review.
68. Spielminute. Dann Ansar. Schiedsrichter lässt weiterlaufen. Khedira, Ball ist im Tor. Dann pfiff Schiedsrichter Robin Braun aber wieder zurück. Die Unioner-Fraktion fragte sich, warum eigentlich, und das vollkommen zu Recht. Das ist logischerweise nicht im Ansatz ein Foulspiel gegen Haidari von Ansar.
Still, they were at home to Eintracht next up on a Friday night as well, and they never lose on Fridays, despite the new Frankfurt boss Albert Riera's interesting pre-match demands, suggesting his players should be ready to jump off a balcony if he asked them, and his dismissive description of our style of play.
Hello Albert, you said you analyzed the opponent. Which team do you expect tomorrow on the pitch?
The game started with the finest tifo imaginable. 3.5 sides of the stadium adorned from top to bottom with heroes and memories and the glories of 60 years of love for this football club. It went on. Now there may or may not have been a certain amount of pyrotechnics, but we obviously don't encourage that sort of thing around here, so let's just say the game ground to a halt after 10 minutes due to the fog. Still, at least the authorities will be happy. Music, maestro. But restarted, and then were dominant with Alyosha Kemline coast to scoring the goal of the season when he hit this hip-high volley tipped just over by Kawa Santos.
Der Ball segelt in die Mitte und dann wurde es das erste Mal so richtig brenzlig. Union mit den besseren Gelegenheiten im Durchgang Nummer 1 bis dato.
Then in the second half, Rani Khedira won the ball, found Livan Burcu, who slipped a gorgeous, perfectly weighted pass into Derek Kern, who crashed it into the near post.
So richtig brenzlig allerdings sollte es erst werden in der Schlussviertelstunde. Unions Balleroberung, dann der eingewechselte Burcu. Und der legt auf für Köhn und sein Abschluss knallt an den Pfosten.
But, and to paraphrase Sir Mix-a-Lot at Union, there's always a big but. Nathaniel Brown scored a beauty and suddenly we're a goal down. The mighty Leo, however, was on hand to level the scores.
Und den fälligen Elfmeter übernahm Leopold Querfeld zum Ausgleich für Union. Querfeld verwandelt seinen ersten Elfmeter in der Fußball-Bundesliga. 87. 1:1.
Hey, he was the only one who wasn't nervous there, and it doesn't matter as long as they go in. It secured a point that we more than deserved, which just left the women at home to Jena. They'd beaten us in the cup. Now they beat us here in the league. Jena are good, they're resolute and tough, and they have a clear plan. They defended stoutly, but if 5,000 fans were on our side, luck wasn't. As when Leah Camber hit the woodwork or when keeper Yasmin Janning sprung to her left to save from Campbell.
12 Punkte vor Carl Zeiss Jena, die erst einmal in dieser Saison gewannen und dreimal unentschieden spielten. Ein guter Abschluss in der 25. Spielminute durch Leah Camber. Das war der Auftakt in die stärkste Phase der Frauen von Union. Es ging dann gefährlich über die rechte Seite, Kopfballgelegenheit für Eileen Campbell. Aber aus diesem Winkel hatte sie nur die Chance, den Ball aufs kurze Eck zu köpfen und der ging knapp vorbei.
After Melina Reuter was ice cold in front of goal and stroke of the hour to give the guests the lead, Heisey once again rolled up her sleeves when Union won a free kick 25 yards out.
Und dann erneut der Freistoß durch Lisa Heiseler. Und da geht keiner ran und der Ball ist im Netz. 65 Minuten gespielt. Die Kapitänin mit ihrem 6. Saisontor. Jenas Kapitänin Thoma Ilenburg geht dann nicht an den Ball heran und dann war Yasmin Janning irritiert. Der verdiente Ausgleich, wenn auch etwas glücklich.
Is there nothing the woman cannot do? But it wasn't enough. For the 93rd minute against Leverkusen a fortnight ago, read the 95th minute here as Olivia Alciardi nipped in between Amber Tiziak and Cara Berzel to break their hearts. This league is a tough nut to crack, but we believe in them unquestionably. They'll be back. Next weekend they travel down to Freiburg while the men can look forward to a first trip to the Volksparkstadion or whatever it's called since 2018 to face HSV. It'll be a cracking weekend. We'll of course be back to tell you all about it. See you in a fortnight.